You walk into a room. Maybe it's a party, a classroom, a work meeting, doesn't matter. Someone looks at you, and suddenly your brain just stops working. You don't know what to say. Your hands feel like they don't belong to your body. Your face gets hot. You're smiling too much, or not enough. You're standing in a weird way and you know it, but you can't fix it. And then the worst part hits. You become aware that you're being awkward right now. And that awareness, that feeling of watching yourself from the outside, makes everything 10 times worse. You probably walked away from that moment thinking, "What's wrong with me? Why can't I just be normal?" But here's what I need you to hear before anything else. There is nothing wrong with you. This is not your personality. This is not some permanent character flaw you were born with. There is one specific psychological reason this keeps happening, and once you truly understand it, it loses almost all of its power over you. That's what this video is about. Let's start with what awkwardness actually is, because most people have it completely wrong. Awkwardness is not shyness. It's not introversion. It's not even social anxiety, though they can overlap. Awkwardness is what happens when your brain enters a specific mode that was never designed for social situations. And the trigger for this mode is something almost nobody talks about. Here's the best way I can explain it. Imagine you're walking down a hallway. You're not thinking about how you're walking. Your legs just move. Your arms swing naturally. You're not monitoring yourself. You're just walking. Now imagine someone says, "Hey, walk normally. People are watching you." Suddenly, you become aware of your own legs. You start thinking about every step. And now your walk looks completely unnatural, stiff, weird. The thing that was effortless 1 second ago is now falling apart. And the only thing that changed is that you started paying attention to yourself. This is exactly what happens in social situations. And psychologists have a name for it. It's called the self-focus trap. When we enter a social situation that feels uncertain or unfamiliar, our brain automatically shifts into self-monitoring mode. Instead of focusing on the conversation, on the other person, on the moment, we start observing ourselves from the inside out. We become both the performer and the audience at the same time. We start asking ourselves, how am I coming across right now? Does my voice sound weird? Am I being too quiet? Too loud? Are they judging me? And this self-monitoring consumes mental bandwidth. The same mental bandwidth you need to listen, to think of things to say, to respond naturally, all of it gets hijacked by this internal surveillance camera you just turned on yourself. The result: blank mind, awkward silences, forgetting what you were about to say, laughing at the wrong time, saying something and immediately regretting it, and then the loop starts. You feel awkward. You become aware that you feel awkward. That awareness makes you more self-focused. More self-focus creates more awkwardness. More awkwardness creates more awareness. And around it goes until the conversation ends, and you're standing alone wondering why socializing feels so exhausting for you. But here is something that will change how you see this forever. Every single person in that room is dealing with a version of the same thing. The person who looks confident, they're monitoring themselves too. They're just better at hiding it, or they've learned to redirect their focus faster. Confidence is not the absence of self-consciousness. It's the ability to stop feeding it. There's also something called the spotlight effect, discovered by psychologist Thomas Gilovich. His research found that people consistently overestimate how much others notice and judge them. You think everyone saw that awkward moment. You think everyone noticed when your voice cracked, or when you didn't know what to say. The reality: they were too busy thinking about themselves to notice. The spotlight you think is on you is mostly in your head. This doesn't mean other people don't judge at all. They do, but nowhere near as much as you believe they do. You are not the main character of everyone else's movie. You're a background extra in theirs, just like they're one in yours. So now the real question: how do you actually break this cycle? The first and most powerful thing you can do is shift your focus outward. This sounds simple, but most people never actually do it deliberately. The next time you're in a social situation and you feel that internal camera turn on, ask yourself this one question: what is this person feeling right now? Not what are they thinking about you. What are they actually feeling? Are they nervous too? Are they bored? Are they having a good day or a bad one? Genuine curiosity about another person is the fastest way to get out of your own head, because you cannot be fully focused on yourself and fully curious about someone else at the same time. Your brain has to pick one, give it the right direction. The second thing is to stop fighting the awkwardness when it comes. This sounds counterintuitive, but resistance makes it worse. When you feel an awkward silence coming and you panic and scramble to fill it, the panic radiates. Other people feel it. But when you sit in that silence for just a moment, breathe, and let it exist, the tension dissolves. Sometimes the most confident thing you can do in an awkward moment is simply acknowledge it. A calm, "Well, that got quiet," with a small smile communicates to everyone around you, "I'm not threatened by this." And people who aren't threatened by awkward moments are automatically perceived as socially confident. The third shift is about your identity, and this one goes the deepest. Right now, a lot of you are carrying the belief, I am an awkward person. That sentence puts awkwardness at the core of who you are. And when something is part of your identity, you unconsciously protect it, repeat it, prove it right over and over again. The shift is this: you are not an awkward person. You are a person who sometimes experiences awkward moments. There's a massive difference. One is permanent. The other is temporary. One is who you are. The other is just something that happens, like rain. You don't say, I am a rainy person because you got caught in a storm once. The same logic applies here. Start correcting yourself internally every time that old belief shows up. I'm so awkward becomes, that moment was a bit awkward. Small shift, huge long-term impact on how your brain processes social situations. Here's the final thing I want you to take from this video. The goal is not to become someone who is never awkward. That person doesn't exist. The goal is to become someone who is okay with being awkward. Because the people who seem the most naturally social, the ones who light up every room they walk into, they're not avoiding awkward moments. They're just not scared of them anymore. They stumble, they say the wrong thing, they have weird silences. But they don't collapse under the weight of it. They move through it. And that's what's available to you too. Not someday, not after some perfect version of yourself appears. Now. The moment you stop needing every interaction to go perfectly, you become the most comfortable person in any room. And comfort is magnetic. People are drawn to those who are at ease with themselves. So the next time that feeling comes, that freezing, that internal surveillance, that spiral, remember what it actually is. It's just your brain misfiring its focus. Redirect it outward. Let the awkward moment exist without fighting it. And remind yourself, this is a moment I'm experiencing, not a reflection of who I am. That's the real reason you feel awkward. And that's how you fix it. Not just for today, but for good. If this hit different, drop a comment and tell me what situation makes you feel the most awkward. I read everything, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. New video every week, same energy, no fluff. I'll see you in the next one.